All right, welcome everybody. This is a first episode of Operation Market Garden, which is the largest cryptocurrency channel in all of the interwebs that takes place in the garden. Today I want to introduce myself a little bit and then go over some things that I see in the market, and hopefully you guys like it, and we'll go from there. So my name is also Ben. Today I wanted to kind of go over my format. I'm not a chart guy. You won't see charts on the show. I think plants are more pleasant. So if you like what you see and you can't hear me because it's my first episode, you can also listen to the download on SoundCloud. It is Benji, BenjiFTW, which is, you interpret that as you like. It's also my music page where I just released my second album. So if you listen to that, thank you. So yeah, let's just dive right in. Without the charts, what I really want to discuss is macroeconomics, and I also want to kind of discuss, I've gotten a lot of people into crypto, so I'm up to about 78 texts before I wake up in the morning with questions. So I figured just record them, and like they said in that episode of The Simpsons, I can just tap the sign, just listen to my SoundCloud broadcasts. I'll try and do them every day. I enjoy it. It's nice out here. It's peaceful. So a little bit about me quickly. I know you're not here for me, but I got into cryptocurrency in March 11th, after playing with $100 of Bitcoin for 6 months. But yeah, Iowa hotel room, moving from Chicago to where I am now. Just kind of FTW'd, and my savings went into Ethereum at 105, and into Chainlink at 2, Bitcoin a little bit. I think it was at 6. So yeah, just a little bit of dumb luck. I did my research. I played with it for a long time, but I think to start from the beginning is kind of what anybody that's going to see this first wants. So just advice on generally what to expect as you get used to this market. And fortunately, a lot of people have gotten into this market and they've done well with my advice. So I figured I'd just start making videos about it. The world doesn't need another talking head on YouTube, but at least I can record it for my friends and family. So why don't I have charts? Why don't I follow charts? Well, first, I have a guy, he knows who he is, a quant, if you will, that was a currency trader. So if there's anything I need to see in the charts, I'll get a text. But I look at charts. I try to learn them best I can, but I'm more of a macroeconomic guy, student of history. A little bit more about my background, just real quick, is I'm a lifelong restaurant worker. So when the pandemic started, I was in that FTW attitude, and it worked out, thank God. But yeah, so I have a history with being an advanced level sommelier, a wine expert. If anybody wants any tips on wineries and stuff like that, you can DM me. I really kind of found cryptocurrency through a great guy, a waiter that I managed at the time. I kept bugging me about it, and I kept laughing it off. Oh, it's backed up by everything that you hear as a beginner. So let's start from the beginning. So if you're just getting into cryptocurrency, there's some things you need to know. First of all, buying, holding, trading, 3 different things. Exchanges like Coinbase, exchanges like Coinbase is where you would buy cryptocurrency. There are some others, crypto.com, things of that nature, that are easier for beginners. Trading sites, KuCoin is a great one. An upcoming one that I'm heavily vested in is Exodus. It will be kind of an all-in-one thing, I highly recommend you look into that. It's also what's driving Solana up right now, for those of you who are a little more advanced. And then wallets. So either you have your own wallet, a hardware wallet, or you choose to hire a service. There are some good ones out there. I personally like Nexo. There's Kraken. Obviously, that's a US-based brick and mortar. So if you're more of the I want everything to be backed by the SEC type of investor, that would be a better option for you. Celsius is a good wallet. And what do I mean by wallet? So wallets are essentially, you're paying a service to keep your currencies or assets, we should call them assets, please, into cold storage is what they call it. And you can earn interest while it's in cold storage because it's just like a bank. Basically, you give a bank your money so that they can go play with it, and you earn interest on that, or at least you used to. And that's why we're here, right? Because that doesn't exist anymore. So why cryptocurrency? Well, I'll tell you what. There's plenty of talking heads out there that will tell you that cryptocurrency is anti-inflationary, deflationary. That there is a finite store of value for Bitcoin. Soon enough, there will be for Ethereum, which is going to be huge. Basically, cryptocurrency provides a way to cut out middlemen. So as a restaurant manager, I always had to answer for my operating expenses. Imagine any business owner being presented with the opportunity to eliminate operating expenses. Some of them, not all of them, but we're working on all of them, for their profit and loss report. So their top line revenue is not as affected by operating expenses. Cryptocurrency, for the most part, can provide an elimination for all of that, which is why you see things like Visa and MasterCard and even now Amex partnering up. And when Visa came out, it was interesting because they said, we're going to turn your crypto into cash and then pay the vendor in cash. There's no cash. So that was good for the market. And then last week they said, we're just going to let you spend your Bitcoin on coffee, whatever, which is what we've been waiting for. PayPal was a good step. Visa partnering with Crypto.com was a good step. But what we really need to examine is the macroeconomics of everything and how it can eliminate operating expenses. For those of you not in the know that never had to answer for a profit and loss report to your CFO, I'll just tell you. Excuse me. Every time someone swipes a Visa card in your restaurant, you're paying 3.5 to 4.5% to Visa on that transaction. So what if there was a way to eliminate transaction fees, right? For your insurance. What if there was a way to do your insurance through cryptocurrency and not go through a middleman, brick and mortar, State Farm, you name your, not State Farm, but other factors on your operating expenses, like maybe your restaurant is in danger of closing, so you do a reverse mortgage on your property. You can do that with cryptocurrency without a middleman. Smart contracts eliminate operating expenses. That's the bottom line. So the bottom line gets a lot richer when operating expenses go away, blocking them from the revenue that you took in. That's the best I can explain it. So payroll now. So payroll, there are many companies starting this. The smartest ones, the smartest CFOs out there, the smartest operators are adopting this with their employees. The NBA is going to be paying players in cryptocurrency. It's kind of all you need to know. Payroll is the second largest expense outside of the actual man hours you pay for it, but like all the things that payroll, as far as the actual paycheck company, processing, tracking, insurance, you name it. That payroll line is a doozy. and people deserve to be paid. So that also is great for the macroeconomic of this, because that means if you eliminate the expense of payroll, you can affordably increase your employees' wages to where they should be. And that's already going to happen. So you better plan for it. You know, $15 an hour, that's coming for everyone. And it's already, you know, in many states. So what do? Do you increase the price of the steak on your menu to $75 instead of $55? Or do you find a way to eliminate the expense of having payroll? It's pretty easy for me. So yeah, that was a long rant, but so I'll just tell you, the reason why I don't have charts is because I find the most important thing to track with cryptocurrency is social sentiment. Social sentiment drives pumps. You know, that being said, when I say social sentiment, this is after you've done your due diligence, you've read the white paper, you know what it does, it has proven effects. I got lucky because when I bought in, you know, I was reading about, well, what does this stuff do? You know, that's when I found VET at half a cent. So know what your project does. You can take 5% on a weekend trip and do a little pump and dump with something you have no idea what it does. But don't do that with your money that you can't afford to lose. You know, number one rule. You know, the name of the game, and they'll all say this, is, you know, I treat altcoins like turbo pads in Mario Kart. You know, you hit that turbo pad to pass the guy in front of you while you're, you know, really all you're doing is trying to increase your revenue, and then you're going to put it back into the big dogs, right? So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the top 10. I know I said I don't look at charts, but I do look at market cap all the time. I will say that, you know, there's some serious movement going on right now. Most notably with Solana. So let's talk about Solana because it's something that's on my mind right now. So Solana just jumped VeChain. You won't find me one YouTuber that predicted that. So don't sleep on it, because every problem that every scaling system has is you know, the same thing that Ethereum is having. Now, I have been doing some trading. Ethereum, since Berlin, is now the cheapest option on swaps. I never thought that would happen before July. It's also the fastest, just because of Berlin. So if you're not going hard into Ethereum right now, and I'm an ETH max, just so you know, just throwing it out there. As far as where I stack, I don't stack with Bitcoin. I'll just tell you right now that the Berlin, even though it had its little hiccup, that hard fork made it the cheapest option to do on swaps. Uniswap, PancakeSwap, all these bullshit swaps. We'll talk about the swap that's coming. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing holding it back whatsoever. But Solana, what they have is a feature where they work with Ethereum through what's called a wormhole. So basically, if Ethereum does get to the point, so basically, if I had 1 million followers and you know, they all saw this video and said, okay, I'm gonna swap with Ethereum now, you know, the gas fees would go up and the times would go down and or up. So Solana has a wormhole feature where when that traffic gets too high, you can go over and Solana will process those transactions for Ethereum, which Solana is the fastest of all of them. I don't care about Polkadot or Kusama or Cardano. They're bullshit. But Solana is not. And basically it is the reason why some of the scaling solutions for Ethereum, the layer 2s, if you will, have not been performing as well. So don't sleep on it. Last night I broke my cardinal rule, never buy a peak. And I bought a peak of Solana at 39. It's at 46 right now. So It's just one of those things. It's a beast. It's not going to stop. It'll be up at Yabe levels soon. So anyway, getting back to macroeconomic factors and what we need to be paying attention to. You have to just think about it as a profit and loss report. So if you have a proven project that replaces a line of cost between your revenue and your profit, then that's something I want to invest in. So be smart, read the white papers, know what your projects do. Don't fucking buy Dogecoin. I'll have to bleep that out. But you can't dismiss it. Everyone's asking about Doge. Sorry, I have to touch on it. You can't dismiss it once it hit critical mass. Okay, well, everyone's accepting it for trade, but it is a joke. And do we really want that in this market? Most of us have been reading these white papers, falling asleep on them, and I just don't want a meme to come in and wreck the market. And I think we saw a little bit of that as Bitcoin took a dip. But yeah, just, if you can't discount young money coming into this market with this stimulus, but at the same time, you got to kind of say but literally the conversations we were having when we first got in, yeah, but what does it do? We had answers. Dogecoin doesn't do anything. So just let it die. And it will die. XRP, that settlement is in the works, and it'll probably blow up to $2. Looking at the market cap, it could snuggle up behind Binance Coin real easy. If you look at why Tether is number 4 again, that's just money moving on to exchanges to buy crypto tomorrow morning. And then Cardano, I've already said my piece. Polkadot, again, said my piece. I look for Solana to supplant Polkadot, which would be quite a jump. The swaps, okay, all right, let's touch on this. So imagine if you had something that was a swap, a wallet, a place where you could purchase everything. The big 3, your wallet, your exchange, and your initial entry point. And it was slippery and slick and backed by the SEC, which actually just passed. But the SEC made a special exception on this and said they could actually release the stock of their company on their own site. If you haven't heard of it, it's Exodus. It's open for staking now. Solana is the reason why Exodus is exploding. Exodus is the reason why Solana is exploding. If you hold Solana on Exodus, you're at 11% APY in your wallet. And you can exchange it on its exchange, all in one app. So don't sleep on Exodus. Don't sleep on Solana. The fact that it jumped VeChain today, listen, I'm a big believer in VeChain. Obviously, I said got in at 0.0044. It's at 1766 now. It's in a lull, but it's a proven project. So when I talk about these proven projects, VeChain is a supply chain that will run medicine. I know that, how I found it, being a sommelier, it's going to run the Chinese wine trade. So it basically rules out any fraud in the wine trade, which has been a huge front page story for the wine trade, basically counterfeit wine. BMW, Walmart, all the vaccines, the election was run on VeChain. So just be aware of it. Probably a good buy right now. Not easy to buy. Crypto.com. Yeah, Theta, sleeping, it'll come back. Might be a good buy. Just running down the list here. EOS, God, I wish I would have kept that $2 EOS ahead. Crypto.com coin, kind of surprising. Thought it'd be 25 by now. Yave, easy money, but not going to make you rich. Could have when they changed their name. And yeah, for some small caps here, guys, I got into Origin just because it was on such a strong dip. It was a good project. Played with Anchor for a bit. I don't think so. But yeah, just yesterday I broke my rule, went hard into Solana again. I had Solana at $11. I sold at 13. A lot of it. So yeah, we all make mistakes. You know, we got our wall of shame. Just learn from them. I'm here to kind of be a beginner to intermediate advisor, not financial advisor, not financial advice. Thank you. I'm here to talk about plants. This is a succulent, and this has been Operation Market Garden's first video. Thank you for listening or watching. Out.